Welcome back to page 121. Today we're going to talk about the last two dragons in the Dragon of the Month series by Grenadier. That would be Bahamut, the Platinum Dragon, and the Spectral Dragon, Tiamat. We're going to show you these last two, and then I'm going to put all 12 of the dragons together, and you can see what the entire set looks like. So, from Grenadier from 1984 to 85, which is when this one was out, the Dragons of the Month, the last two, Bahamut and Tiamat, on page 121. This is the Platinum Dragon. This was, I believe, the second to last one released in the Dragon of the Month series. This, of course, is known as Bahamut, and he is the king of good dragons. He's lawful good. He has 3 breath weapons, which are Cone of Cold, a vapor that makes you turn into gaseous form yourself for 12 full turns, or a sonic breath that can disintegrate up to 150 hit points. Bahamut, and this is simply the king of good dragons. He is the only platinum dragon there is. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. There you go. I like this sculpt a lot. I think the pose is really nice, pretty dynamic. I like the face. I like the horns. It's just a good looking figure. Bahamut is a fun guy. In later iterations, of course, he became a god. In this, he's just a dragon who wanders the realms of man, and sometimes, he does the Odin thing where he's in disguise. He comes up on you, and surprise, it's really Bahamut, the Platinum Dragon. So, I like the sculpt a lot. I was excited to get this guy because I had used Bahamut early in my campaign as kind of the guy that sent people on missions. He's a really good NPC. Now, of course, it's a god, so it would have to be an avatar. But again, we're working out of the monster manual. So I'm going to next go to the Chromatic Dragon, last in the set. And this is the Spectral Dragon. This Spectral Dragon was offered as the final of the 12 in the series. She is based on Tiamat. Of course, they couldn't call her Tiamat because they didn't have that particular license, just like they couldn't call the Platinum Dragon Bahamut. But the Spectral Dragon has 5 heads. You'll notice that not all of my heads necessarily correspond to the color. My friend Mike is the one who painted this and the Platinum Dragon, and he asked me, "What colors do you want?" And I said, "Mike, surprise me." So he did. And actually, I love it. I've adapted our Tiamat to reflect this. It's not that big a deal. It's not that big a change. I love the way he painted the paint job. I wouldn't change it. I always do that. Tiamat is lawful evil, and she lives in the first plane of the 9 hells. Later iterations of her have a special affinity for devils because of this. She has 5 breath weapons. Each corresponds with the evil dragon head that she has. So black is acid, red is fire, green is chlorine, white, which would be yellow in this case, is frost, and then blue is lightning. She can use each one of them once a day per monster manual. Tiamat has since become essentially a goddess. She figures very much in the Dragonlance universe. And I'm going to go in closer so you can get a good look at all the sculpts on the heads. I like this dragon a lot. I got a real kick out of her when I first got her. I'll do the lower heads in just a second. Just nice sculpting, nice detail on her. I love the paint job my buddy Mike did on these. And there we go. Pull back a little bit. And there you have the bottom 2 heads. Turn that a little bit. So, there are the 12 dragons spread over 3 videos. I am now going to assemble all 12 so you can see them in all their draconic glory. And finally, we have all 12 dragons together. These are all 12 of the Dragons of the Month that I bought back in 84, 85. Mostly painted by my buddy Mike, although I painted a couple of them. My wife did the red. I did the black and the blue. And I think I did the silver. I believe Mike did the rest. And each of these, of course, came with the little plinth with the little diamond on it. And where it says White Dragon, that's actually carved into the plinth. That's not something that Mike did when he painted it. They're hard to see on the other ones, but each has their name on them. I have 11 here. The 12th, the one that's missing, is the Spectral Dragon. In all her evilness, she hid it from me. Actually, it's in her box in storage, but I don't have access to that right now. So for today, we'll just deal with the 11. So these are the Dragons of the Month. I'm going to put a couple of other Grenadier and Relpartha figures in here to show the scale, and we'll go from there. Okay, I just want to put these guys in to show scale. This guy, this was an in-joke in our group. We had a halfling thief who fancied himself an ambusher, so I painted him up all brown except for his red hat with the white feathers. It's kind of an in-joke in our group. And there we have some halflings to scale. Here's a barbarian. I have quite a few female figures from back in the day, the Grenadier and the Relpartha, because my wife collected these. She was my girlfriend then. We collected these together. Because of that, thankfully, she bought a lot of female figures. That actually helps out because you need females. And I probably would not have bought as many if it was just me. And then here's my Dwarven King on his throne. Love this guy. Use him a ton. So that's it. I just wanted to take a look at this for scale and give you an idea of what the 12 were like to have on the table. I know there are bigger and just larger and more impressive looking dragons these days than the big plastic ones. These are my babies. These guys see action on my table all the time. I always keep them handy because you never know when a dragon's going to be needed in a game named Dungeons and Dragons. So that's it for today from page 121. I hope you liked seeing these dragons. If you did, please leave your comments below, like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time on page 121.